with me, Darren Rees. It's that time again. We're gearing up, in my humble opinion, for the greatest charity match on the planet. I'm talking, of course, about Soccer Aid for UNICEF. This is the big one, the most famous game in the world where legendary football icons and massive celebrities from all walks of life pull their socks up, step onto the pitch at a London stadium this time, and this year is a super special one because it is 20 years of Soccer Aid magic which is being celebrated. In this episode, we've got some truly exclusive content. Phil at Soccer Aid, the legendary Phil I'll have you know, caught up with a few of this year's players on behalf of me and asked them some of the questions which I'd written out. So, let's not muck about, let's get straight into it, shall we? From the dressing room to the pitch, here is the inside scoop on Soccer Aid 2026. And we kick things off with former Arsenal and England player Alex Scott, who is of course one of the famous presenters on the show and for the entire match.
Is Phil with Alex Scott for Football for Kids. Alex, you've been involved with Soccer Aid for quite some time now. It feels like the event gets better every year, both in atmosphere and in competitiveness between the sides. How do you assess that?
I 100% agree with that. I think everyone, yes, it's a fun football match, but everyone feels like they're playing in a World Cup and, you know, that moment that you've always wanted as a kid. And I think every year we see new star names because everyone wants to be a part of Soccer Aid, and that's the part where it just feels bigger and better every single year. And I absolutely love it because I think when I go back to when I started playing football as a kid in the football cage in East London, yes, it was like I wanted to show the boys how great I was, but I remember leaving the football cage and going home with the biggest smile on my face, all because I was just playing football with my mates.
Well, you say biggest smile. At Football for Kids, we always see that you have the biggest smile when Soccer Aid comes around. What is it that you love most about being part of it?
It's one of those things that I actually grew up watching. So to even be a small part of it alongside Dermot O'Leary, and when I see ex-pros that I grew up watching, and I don't know, some of the celebs that take part, I have to kind of pinch myself and be like, wow, I'm actually presenting this show and it's absolutely epic. But it goes back to, it's a football match and I can't believe how much fun we get to have.
It's so unique, isn't it?
It is. And then when you see, I think a couple of years ago, who was it? The boxer, and he went to do a throw-in and he did an underarm five-a-side throw-in, and you're like, you know this is an 11-side match, we're not playing five-a-side. And I remember the crowd going absolutely wild.
Tommy Fury, wasn't it?
Tommy Fury, that was the one. But yeah, it's like everyone that takes part, the non-obviously footballers, you know, when they go up and they're like, yeah, I used to be an ex-pro, or I could have made it as a footballer, and it's like it's their moment and you can actually see it means everything to them.
You've seen firsthand the impact Soccer Aid has had when visiting projects around the world. Could you share a little bit about those experiences and sum up why the event is just so important?
When I went to Namibia in 2022, just going out and meeting all the kids, once again, it just shows the power of football to unite and give kids a place to play. That yes, everything is going on around them and the struggles, but just having a ball at their feet and a place to go and be free from all of that, and just, I don't know, it always really stays with me, and it's an experience that I'll never forget, going over to Namibia and seeing just how happy they are with a football despite everything else. But that's the importance of UNICEF, and what Soccer Aid does is going to give those kids an opportunity, which everyone should have that.
There you go, former professional footballer and now top presenter Alex Scott. And as you heard, the money which is raised does some wonderful things. Next up, Phil spoke to someone who scored an absolute cracker last time round. It was very Ronaldo-esque, so much so that the celebration was a massive zoo. Who was it? Of course, no other than Big Zoo.
You scored one of the most memorable Soccer Aid goals last year. What was that moment like, and have you stopped thinking about it since?
I'll never stop thinking about it, and the moment was incredible. It was It was beautiful, and it was testament to the team. The team is so good. The training, it gives you that, it installs this confidence in you that, yeah, I can go and score on this big stage, and I was really lucky that it went in.
You followed it up with that Ronaldo Sue celebration. Be honest, had you visualised doing that, or was it spur of the moment?
I visualised it. It was Robbie Keane actually pushes me and says, go and do it. Because whenever I would score in training, I would always go, Sue. I'd always, you know, I'm a massive football fan. I am a Liverpool fan, but Ronaldo for me is the best player of all time. And I am a Ronaldo fan over Messi. And you know, it's a little tribute to my love for Ronaldo. And just I feel like when I did that suit, it visualised a lot of young people who love doing a suit, you know?
It was a beautiful moment. How is preparation going for this year's match?
No, not amazingly. I'm just doing the same thing. Maybe stop training from now so I can get into shape. Yeah, man.
Any plans for another classic goal?
Of course, that is the vision. The vision is to get another goal, get on a score sheet, and help my team.
So, there's Big Zoo. Can he do it again? Can he do it again this year? Can he score another scorcher? Will we get another Big Zoo celebration? Did you see what I did there? Oh, that was a good one. Right, from Big Zoo to a big Leeds fan. It's the supersonic comedian, Maisie Adam, who is one of the biggest Leeds fans around and a gigantic football fan overall. Take it away, Phil.
Maisie, which Leeds player, past or present, would you love to have on your side in Soccer Aid, and why?
Oh, it would be a toss-up between, I think, Rafinha, because he was absolutely epic for Leeds United and ended up going on to Barcelona, nominated for a Ballon d'Or, or my childhood favourite was Mark Viduka. But I think I'd have to go Rafinha.
Fair enough. This is your fourth Soccer Aid match. What keeps you coming back?
I think it's first and foremost, it's the cause. We get an incredible opportunity to raise loads of money for UNICEF, who do incredible work literally all over the world, often way before the rest of the world has even heard that there's a problem to be solved. So that is an amazing feeling to know that you've played a small part in raising those funds. But also it's an incredible opportunity to get to play, for me, what is my favourite game in the world, football, with some of my favourite people in the world, whether they be footballers that I grew up watching, musicians that I like to listen to, or actors that I like watching. It's incredible.
You are a huge football fan, so what is it about the sport that you think keeps bringing people together so powerfully?
I think the best thing about football is that it appeals to so many people and can reach so many people, because ultimately you can play it wherever with whoever. If you think about other sports, I don't know, take tennis or something like that, where you need a racket, you need a net, you need the lines drawn out, you need an umpire. Football, you need two things to make a goal. There could be your water bottle, there could be a jumper, and you just need somebody to play against, and it's who can get the ball in the net, or whatever the net might look like. So that's why I think we see around the world people play it on the streets, people play it in fields, in parks, they play it on the beach. It's universally adored.
And did you always play football?
Yeah.
Did it come as a thunderbolt at a certain age for you?
My family were always big Leeds United fans, and when I was young, England were kind of all over every single big tournament that happened. We'd have school assemblies where we'd watch the likes of David Beckham and Steven Gerrard and Frank Lampard, and it was just part of growing up, really. And I always loved watching football, talking about football, playing football with my friends, with my brother, and then was lucky enough even to join a team, which I had to travel quite a bit for. And nowadays, thanks to people like Jill Scott and Steph Houghton, thanks to those people who were trailblazers in women's football being shown, now there's loads of girls that can play football. So yeah, they'll be like me when they're older, but even more of a big fan.
There she goes, the brilliant Maisie Adam, comedian and die-hard Leeds United fan. Leeds. Next up, it's a Golden Globe winner. Yes, you heard me right, a Golden Globe winner, a BAFTA-winning actor, and a Dundee United superfan. It is the famous, the brilliant, the tremendous Richard Gadd.
This is Phil with Richard Gadd for Football for Kids. Richard, welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
You've done plenty of nerve-wracking things in your career, but how does playing in a Soccer Aid match compare?
I mean, I remember the nerves were unbelievable, actually. But it quickly turned into excitement. I mean, I remember specifically that I expected to maybe go at left back or maybe left wing.
Did you ask to go there or not?
Well, I think that you put down your preferred position,
Okay.
and Schmeichel knew, I remember, and I always remember when they were announcing the lineup, in the dressing rooms, and I thought, well, if I'm starting, and I really wanted to start because everyone wants to start. I remember they were announcing the lineups, and I remember thinking, well, I'm going to be, if they announce me, it's going to go right, centre back, and then I might come in at left back. And then they said Tony Bellew right back, then they went Nemanja Vidic centre back, and then they went Richard Gadd centre back. And it took me by surprise because.
In a good way?
In a great way, yeah. Okay. But I immediately like, oh my God, I'm centre back, because the chances of mistakes or the jeopardy is probably one of the highest. The jeopardy is so high on a centre back. So, but I thought either I let the nerves in or I just enjoy it, and I just thought, you know what, what a great challenge! I can't wait. And of course, I was with Vidic, and so the nerves quickly turned into excitement, but. It was certainly one of the most nerve-wracking things I've done, but also because of that, one of the best things I've done.
Oh, that's good to hear. Last time out, you blocked one of Wayne Rooney's shots. Has your leg recovered, and did that moment feel surreal to you?
I think it recovered as of about a couple of weeks ago. But it was certainly, I remember seeing him, line up the shot, and I remember thinking, I'm just going to throw myself in front of this and see what happens. And I remember I couldn't believe the strength of it as it hit my leg. And they always would talk about how a hard sort of shot he was, like big kicker he was. And I just remember seeing it fly kind of out into the stands, and all of a sudden the stadium goes up in rapturous applause. And yeah, that was quite an incredible experience for me, for sure.
Since showing off your skills, have Dundee United been on the phone trying to sign you? And if not, why not?
I'm absolutely furious, but they haven't. But I am in touch with Dundee United quite regularly, and every time I can, I go home to see the games, and I sit up in the kind of director's box, and they treat me well, and I'm a big fan of Dundee United. So and they do, they're great squad, great players. So I don't think I'd have a chance anyway.
And last but not least, it's Alex Scott's right-hand man and legendary TV presenter and radio presenter, Dermot O'Leary.
After all these years presenting Soccer Aid, have you been tempted ever to pull your boots on and get out there yourself?
Every year I want to pull my boots on and get out there. The only problem is that there's some really good footballers out there who've won lots of things. But then again, sometimes we get people and I'm like, oh, hang on a minute, no, I can, am I good, as good as them or not as good as them? But yeah, I'd love to.
Is there one moment over all that time that stands out as your most memorable?
The most memorable moment in Soccer Aid was when Jose Mourinho tripped up Ollie Mills. Because it was the moment that kind of Soccer Aid changed as a spectacle. Because up to then it was just a football match. And then that happened and kind of time stood still. And everyone sort of looked at each other and went, is that okay? And you could see Ollie was looking at the referee going, I'm not sure, is that okay? And Mourinho did Mourinho, which is give us all a wink, and we all went, oh, it's Mourinho. But then it became, we almost like it broke the wall a little bit,
The atmosphere is always incredible and joyous at stadiums for Soccer Aid. When you look around, see smiles on everyone's faces, why do you think the event connects with people in that way?
There's no politics to it, there's no side to it. I think that people know about the great cause. I think UNICEF is, even if people aren't like well versed in exactly what they do, there's a good idea as to, they know they help kids around the world, and I think that's, the base level of, and so I think people engage with that cause because it's for children. I think that a lot of the crowd are families and kids come along. I think the fact we don't segregate the crowd at all, so it's not the rest of the world in one end and England in another. And so people I think it's a really lovely family atmosphere.
And it's unique, isn't it? Men play, women play.
Exactly, yeah.
Everybody.
And I think that in many ways actually it's a really good point, because I think the year that we made it mixed is just kind of changed the dial a little bit, you know. And I think we needed that golden generation of the Alex's generation to retire, because you couldn't have professional women footballers going on with our bunch of pub-dwelling heifers like that we put out there. Like, you know, these girls have got careers, and you can't have like Joe Mark clattering into someone who's still playing. But I think for the last few years, it's brought the atmosphere and the standard. Just brought it up. It's been brilliant.
Well, that's it. A massive thank you to Phil and all the team at Soccer Aid. Thanks to the players and celebrities, and thank you for listening. Soccer Aid for UNICEF 2026 is happening on the 31st of May 2026 at the London Stadium, the home of West Ham United, and tickets are available now. Just head to socceraid.org.uk, click on the ticket section and you will be on your way. And remember, if you know someone who loves football just as much as you do, then please tell them about the Football for Kids podcast. And whether you're playing football soon, watching it on the telly or pitch side, I hope that you enjoy the game. See you next time.